The majority of Americans drink alcohol at least every once in a while, but how much is too much? In this week's Wellness Wednesday, brought to you by Happy at Home, anchor Hayley Watts shows us how to tell the difference between partying and a full-blown problem.
To drink or not to drink, legal drug and alcohol use is part of American life. Just ask my Gen Z executive producer, Melissa Joseph. Do you feel like it is normal to get buzzed, to get drunk? What is socially acceptable in your age range?
I feel like, at least with my friend group, it's socially acceptable if there's a occasion or something like that to have a drink or two, or if it's a holiday or something like that. And also smoking weed isn't really that big of a deal, at least with my circle.
What Melissa shared is pretty typical, but it can be hard for some to find the line where recreational use becomes a problem. So I asked for some professional feedback. Are there warning signs we should look out for, or how do we find that line? How do we find what side of the line we're on?
It's a very slippery slope, pun intended. It really is. And one thing to think about is a substance itself as a barrier to intimacy.
So decide for yourself if alcohol is working for or against you. Have you ever had somebody in your life where you were like, oh my gosh, I've got to maybe talk to this person because it seems like they're not having fun with this anymore?
Yeah, I definitely, she was a friend of a friend, but she was smoking weed in the morning and during the day, and then eventually stopped going to school during COVID, and then it just got worse and worse.
So what do we do to help people we love who we think might have a problem?
Non-judgmental, loving, firm communication that is honest but not judgy is key.
Aside from the physical harms of overuse, what's wrong with getting a little drunk when we're feeling down?
It can be helpful to think about substance abuse as an attempt to medicate terrible pain.
It makes sense for illegal or recreational drug use, but what about antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications designed to make us feel better? Lamotte says while medication can help, it should be coupled with therapy.
We are socialized today to be very uncomfortable with that, even though working through a difficult feeling leads to greater connection, leads to less anxiety, leads to healthier, more fulfilling lives.
Hayley Watts, Action News Now.
To find resources where you can get help if you think that you may have a problem or someone who you love, someone with a problem with drugs and alcohol, you can check the link that's part of this story on our Action News Now homepage.